An elderly widow named Mrs. Petrov days were spent in the company of her faithful companion, a cat named Vasily. The bond between the two was profound, and they found solace in each other's presence. Mrs. Petrov, although retired, decided to take up a part-time job at the local store to ensure that both she and Vasily had something to live on. Every day after work, Mrs. Petrov would return home to find Vasily waiting at the front door. The cat would greet her with a gentle purr, and together they would take a leisurely stroll through the quiet streets of their neighborhood. Mrs. Petrov cherished these moments, and she made sure to bring back a little treat for Vasily each day. One fateful day, as Mrs. Petrov was working at the store, she suddenly felt a sharp pain in her head. Before she could understand what was happening, the world around her blurred and she collapsed. An ambulance rushed her to the hospital, and the diagnosis was a stroke. The doctors informed Mrs. Petrov that her recovery might take months, possibly even years. As the days passed, Vasily continued his routine. Oblivious to his mistress's plight, he faithfully sat outside the front door every evening, waiting for her return. Concerned neighbors, assuming that the cat had been abandoned, began leaving out food and water for him. Meanwhile, Mrs. Petrov's condition slowly improved. She longed for the company of her beloved cat, and with the help of a caring neighbor, arrangements were made for someone to look after Vasily. However, when the neighbor opened the door, expecting to find an eager cat ready to explore a new home, Vasily was nowhere to be seen. Fearful that he had disappeared, the neighbor searched the neighborhood, only to discover Vasily patiently waiting by the front door of Mrs. Petrov's house. Relieved, the neighbor decided to let him stay overnight, but was surprised when Vasily insisted on going outside the next morning. To everyone's amazement, Vasily sprinted straight back to his original home, resuming his position at the front door. It became clear that Vasily was not just a cat. He was a devoted friend and guardian, steadfastly awaiting the return of his beloved mistress. When Mrs. Petrov learned of Vasily's loyalty and determination, her spirits lifted. The joyous news acted as a powerful tonic, accelerating her recovery. Soon, she was discharged from the hospital and returned home to the warm embrace of her cozy surroundings and her remarkable cat.